Hi there. So today I'm going to use a little visual, and it's just because I get so tired with PowerPoint, and I know we have Canva and all of that. And when I do presentations for companies or groups, then I often use those kind of resources. But when I'm doing these videos for this channel, I like as often as I can for it just to be me talking to you. But in this case, I feel like a visual will be helpful. So it's going to be kind of awkward because I'm going to be showing you the visual and I'm going to be talking and I may be behind it. Okay, so just ignore me if you don't see me and just pay attention to the visual. So what you have here is you have a board, and it starts at 1 with body, and then it goes to mind, and then it goes to energy projection, number 3. Then number 4 is perception, and number 5 is manifestation. And in an ideal world, if I was an ideal artist, this would be a circle. And I might, in the middle, put like mind, body, spirit, and something really cool like that. But this is not a graphic. I am not an artist. So here's why I want to explain this, because it's super, super important. Many people, when they read one of my books or they learn that I'm a manifestation coach, they'll come to me and they want to jump right to 5. They're like, okay, there's things that you can do, there's rituals, there's techniques, there's strategies, you have a system. I want to learn that. And I'm like, okay, but that's not how it works. And what I mean by that is it's the last, if you notice, it's number 5. So let's just go over these and hopefully it'll make more sense what I'm trying to get across to you. Number 1 is our body. It is our nervous system. Our nervous system is also our subconscious mind. And so if we've had decades or a lifetime of trauma or stress or health challenges or living in scarcity, living paycheck to paycheck, or perhaps having just traumatic events happen, or a collection of even non-traumatic, but over time it's added up, those things become embedded in our nervous system, and our nervous system becomes contracted. And when we have a contracted nervous system, you can do the other 4 things on here and you are not going to get the results that you want. It is more rare than I can even tell you. It is so rare. And that's the challenge. People want to start with 5, or they're like, okay, let me do 4 and 5. But you have to go through this whole process. The good news is that, especially if you have someone like me as a coach, or even if you do it on your own, is you can do them all at the same time. Like, I wouldn't say, oh, we've got to get your nervous system completely calm. Let's do self-hugging exercises and go outside and walk barefoot in the grass and get grounded. You've got to go through all this process before you can start manifesting. No. That's not what I would do. We work on them all at the same time. But I want you to understand the order that they go in, and also to understand that they often play off of each other, which I'll get to in a minute, and also understand that if you try to skip some and go right to number 5 to start manifesting, the only people, and I've been doing this a long time, the only people who I have seen have even somewhat success are people who are already very grounded, who don't have any dysregulated nervous systems, who have absolute emotion management control, who already put out high vibes, and who just have the ability to stay calm and see both sides. But if you are someone who has a dysregulated nervous system, all bets are off. It's not going to happen like that. And I speak from my own experience, and I speak from the experience of working with hundreds of clients and readers, thousands of readers. Okay, so the nervous system is when you are in constant fight or flight. I won't go into great detail on all of these. I'm just going to give you like a little intel for each of them so it can help you understand. So your nervous system, if you are in fight or flight, that means your sympathetic nervous system is activated. When you are not being chased by a saber-toothed tiger, when you are not in any danger standing in front of 10,000 people speaking, when there is nothing going on that requires you to be in fight or flight, then you should be in rest and digest. you should be being operated by your parasympathetic, and in a relaxed state, because we can't even do the manifestation process, let alone the other 3 things in between there, if we're not in a rest and digest state. That's like, you can't go from beta to embodiment. And by the way, number 5, manifestation, is embodiment. That's how we manifest. We embody the vision and the version that we want to have. That is what manifestation is. Yeah, there's like 15 different steps and things we can do and pendulums we can swing, but at the end of the day, manifestation is embodying the vision that you want to embody, and seeing the version, embodying the version of yourself who already has it. Easy breezy, right? But not if you're all stressed out. So that's number 1. Also, I have on there under number 1, chemical balance. So when you are in fight or flight, your body is constantly producing a cascade of cortisol and adrenaline. And not only will that keep you in fight or flight, so that you see the circular motion, the vicious cycle it begats. If your nervous system's contracted, you're gonna put out those stress chemicals. When you're putting out those stress chemicals, you're gonna be in fight or flight, and it just goes around and around in a circle. So when we are in rest and digest, we can balance out our chemicals. So your chemicals have a lot to do with it. Just like your chemicals have a lot to do with your energy. But you see, energy has its own little section there. Okay, so next is the mind. In our minds, these are the stories that we tell. Many of the stories we tell are subconscious. Can you see that there? They're subconscious in nature. There's a badly drawn brain there. I'm on number 2. So we need to change our stories. And that's something that, you might not know what your fake stories are because you have them. So a lot of times we're blinded by a story because we think it's just the truth. Like if you say, oh, I don't have enough money because, I don't know, nobody's buying this month. That's just a story. Someone is always buying, right? Or if you say there's too much competition, again, that's just a story. There's never too much competition. Okay, but we tell ourselves these stories and then we believe them. So one of the things is you have to work on your mindset, which is the stories that you tell, and you have to also address your subconscious mind, which is where habits and programming is stored. And then number 3 is energy projection. Energy projection is how you hold energy in your body. In your body, it's your chakra system, and it's either outwardly being expressed as attractive energy or outwardly being expressed as repulsive energy. Like if you are in fight or flight and you're stressed out all the time, people are not going to be attracted to you. They want to get away from you because it's a very chaotic, fragmented energy, and it just pushes people away. Okay. The other thing about energy projection is we can direct it and focus it. And when we're feeling gratitude, again, that goes back to number 1 and 2, because when we're feeling gratitude, we've got the biological chemicals that support a high energy, a high frequency, but we're also calming our nervous system. And we're also, when we have that grateful feeling, we're also telling ourselves a better story, right? Like, this is amazing. I have so many great things in my life. You're telling yourself a better story, and then you're getting the biological, the chemical, and the energetic rewards for it. See how they all kind of blend together? Okay, sorry, I have a scratch. Okay, number 4 is perception. Perception is kind of related to mind, but the reason I have it separate is because the way we perceive things, and I get a lot of my exercises from Dr. 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂, who is a psychiatrist. He uses a lot of his stuff in the perception work because we have to balance out. Whenever something bad happens and then we use that for our excuse, we have to sit down and we have to balance that out and recognize that in every, as Napoleon Hill said, in every adversity comes a seed of opportunity. So sometimes you need someone to help you do that. But I guarantee you, if you write down every bad thing that ever happened to you and you find 30 good things that came out of it, you'll totally change your attitude. So perception and attitude are kind of similar. Also under perception is, what box do you live in? Are you living in a box that says, I am headed for this vision and it's working out great? Or are you in a box that says, life's just a vicious cycle and circle of circumstances? And then your values. I do a lot of values work. So that perception number 4 is really, really important, because you have to know that everything in your life has been for you, not against you. And once you have that perception, it just changes everything. Now, when you've got all of these things in alignment, and already you've been working on it, right? I said you could do them all at the same time. You can more fully embody. And I will say, under manifestation, you'll see I have vision and practices. And I'm going to put this down because my arms are getting so tired. You'll see I have vision and practices. And I like to point out, your vision should never be, unless you are someone who values wealth, but your vision should probably not just be money. It should be what you're going to do with the money. And this is where, again, Demartini's work comes in, because I really have people focus and hone in on their values. What do you value? What is most important to you? What are the things that you would do for free, even if you didn't get paid? And if you're not getting paid, then we need to work on that, because there's a story about that. There's a perception about that, because you absolutely can find a way to get paid for doing the things that you love. Okay, maybe not all of them, but whatever your highest value is, there's always a way to monetize it. So having the right vision is key for manifestation. I can't tell you how many people have come to me to manifest and wanted to manifest a lot of money, but I couldn't get them there because they couldn't get them there. They couldn't get themselves there to the space of embodiment. Like, embodiment is feeling something so thoroughly that you embed it in your nervous system. You neurologically, like physically, neurologically embed it in your subconscious mind, so it starts working on your behalf, and you chemically embed it in your brain chemistry so that you're feeling the wish fulfilled. So do you see the problem? If you say you want a lot of money, and money's not really that important, you just want the money so you can live in this big beautiful house that you're envisioning, let's focus on the big beautiful house, because that's going to get you excited. But I can't tell you, many times clients have come to me and they tell me they want to manifest money, and I don't leave it there anymore. I just won't, because I know they're not going to be successful if that's not what their highest values are. So we always look at what their values are, and then we link, and we definitely can link your business and your financial needs into your values. But the manifestation you want has to be with the values-driven vision. Very important. And then we do the exercises. We spend time every day in that energy, back down to the energy one, in that energy of having already accomplished that, and using our alpha brainwaves, which is our doorway to the superconscious, and our right hemisphere, which is our imagination. And when all of that goes together, we are able to embody the vision and the version that we want to embody. And it's just like, and guess what? By doing that, your nervous system gets or stays calm. But do you see how it all goes in a cycle? It's all happening at once, but it also has to start with your nervous system. So some of the things you can do for your nervous system, and we'll just do one right here, right? We'll just do one right here, is feel grounded, like feel grounded where you are right now. My necklaces are kind of wacko. Just put your feet on the ground and feel grounded. Put a hand on your heart. Breathe in through your belly, hand on your belly. Can you feel that? Just being grounded. That's what it's supposed to feel like. That's what everyday life is supposed to feel like. It's not supposed to be boop, 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 boop. Oh no, oh no. Okay, so that is a little bit about what I wanted to share with you, because I have so many people that come to me and they're like, I want to learn how to manifest. And I'm like, you got to start at square one. And again, If you are someone who feels pretty well grounded and you get all the rest of it, go for it. But you probably don't even need me. I mean, you know, if you are feeling so confident that you are regulated in your nervous system and that you have complete emotional management, you probably don't need me, because you're probably already able to manifest fairly well. And I do have a few clients that just want to up their game, and that's totally fine. But I really, really want people to be able to acknowledge, yeah, I did get a little reactive the other day when that client said that. Or, yeah, I did kind of lose my shiz when that happened. Because unless we're there where we can acknowledge and admit it, we can't fix it. So hopefully you found this useful. Use a link below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and use a link below. And let's set up a time to talk. Or if you want to have a scan, there's a link for that too. Have a great day. Bye-bye for now.